onion seed doesn't last that long. One or 2 years.
So let a couple of them go to seed every year. Try to find some nice ones.
Well, you won't have a problem with that. They go to seed by themselves pretty easy.
I'll try to just
Let them dry on that plate, and they'll shed more seeds overnight.
So how long does it take to turn into an onion? Like the ones you see in the store kind of way?
Start them in March, and then plant them out in the garden in the spring, and then they're ready to pick right about the end of July.
How long do they keep? Are they like garlic?
Yeah, they'll keep all winter. You bag them up.
I see a lot of people cut them up and freeze them.
If you think your onions are going bad, you can do that. But if you cure your onions, like you let them dry out and then hang them up or whatever, they'll keep all winter. The old days they kept all winter, and you've got a perfect basement for storing onions. You need a little bit of moisture, and they can't freeze. That's the other thing. It says the best thing to do is they always recommend storing them in plastic boxes because the wood frames always rot. And now everybody's worried about the plastic leaching into your food, so I'd like to go back to wood and be ready to replace it.
What happened to metal?
Well, metal was never recommended because it rusts.
Oh.
Stainless steel is very expensive.
Well, unless you thrift it.
I thought you were talking about like your old buddy there with all that free aluminum.
Oh, no. I mean, I could ask him.
No, don't do that. End up in jail with him. You're not the same cell. Just sort of see each other.
We'll wave at each other.
Wave each other at different sides of the jail.
Got new green onion seeds to plant when next spring, it sounds like. Spring being like February if you want anything to eat by next year because it takes a little while to grow. And as you can see, my parents' backyard is just a regular suburban backyard, but like the amount of stuff they can grow and fit in this backyard and rotate is nuts. We got peppers, we got zucchinis, we got, I think this is parsley, tomatoes, lettuces, probably a whole bunch of things I don't even know about. Secret plants hidden in every single corner you can fit. And asparagus in the back corner, as you saw. And then I got a pear tree. And then the apple tree is not, it's off year this year, it seems like. But the pear tree looks like it's doing fantastic. But you can sort of get why I asked my dad for advice on everything garden related. Because like, you can make it happen anywhere. Like places people are like, oh, like, well, of course it doesn't grow that well. There's no sun or this, that. No, it's not. You can grow things pretty much anywhere. You just gotta know how and what. Oh yeah, my dad just picked all his garlic. That's what, look at this hole. So you got all this and all this and all this. So he makes those garlic braided, the things that people hang on their doors to ward away vampires, like those braided garlic knots or whatever you want. That's what he makes. That's if you've seen it in a couple of my background, a couple of my videos in the kitchen there, that's for my dad. I was supposed to plant those. I forgot. And now they're still there. And now they're trying to grow still in the house. So that shows how well they're working. Goals for plants to do this well in my house. I helped my dad build this raised bed back in 2020. And yeah, no, it's been fantastic. And he can even work it as a little greenhouse because of these little arches. You can actually put a tarp over them pretty easy. That's what the little clamps are for, so that you can hold it down, no problem. If it's like a cold night or cold snap. I'd like to do something like this, a variation of it for my yard as well, because it just seems to work so well. I think my dad's only grapes of it is that trying to fill it is kind of hard. it a lot of money in dirt or trees like sticks, leaves, everything you can think of. He always tries to build up and it still goes pretty low. Like it's pretty so working with it can be a challenge here and there. But he originally got it because he didn't want to bend over as much anymore, so you can just get a chair and sit there and work. That's kind of what that chair over there is, so you can sit there and work with it. But like the wood will eventually go, but you can replace that pretty easy. And then he was telling me that these little green like the things that sit onto the cinder blocks and then as well as hold the wood, they're from Lee Valley, and they are a bit more expensive, but he said that they're kind of what you pay for, where they're not rusting at all, where if you look at some of the clamps that are on here, they're pretty rusted. So yeah, definitely worth the investment, that's for sure. We're gonna be at my parents' house for another, today is Monday, another day, and then we're heading back tomorrow, and then I'm gonna see how my plants are doing, and hopefully the storm kept them a little more hydrated for this heat that's going on, and we'll do a plant update because I planted some more, and I'm gonna see how they did, and we're gonna have to tie off some more tomatoes, so I'll show you how I'm gonna do that. Hi. All right, back home finally, and we've been getting so much rain that I had them back in trays because I was gone for a few days, and I was worried that if I didn't put them in trays, they would dry out and die. They did not. They're doing fantastically, a little bit too well. They're definitely too big for their pots now. Figured we'll do a little before and after of what I'm gonna try and get done right now while Anna's asleep. So what's still in trays? Mostly tomatoes. Got a little bit of peppers left, but mostly tomatoes. But on the bright side, my tomatoes are now caught up to where my dad's were when he dropped them off here, especially like these ones. These ones are nuts. And we got a few more in there. And that's the rest of the peppers I haven't planted yet. And we'll start with the tomatoes that I have planted. So these are the three I started out with first. And as you can see, they're doing fantastically. I think I'm going to have to restring them up onto this thing now, because I think they're getting too tall again. I did this right when they're about this tall, and now they're gone. These are the Abraham Lincoln's tomatoes, so they're supposed to get like really big steak-sized tomatoes. And over here, I think we switch gears a bit because these are a different shaped tomato. Now I'm going to look back at the footage, just see what they are, but they're kind of plum shaped at the moment for these three. And then same with that one, maybe even that one. So I think these three are all the California ones, if I had to, or five. These five are probably like the California ones. And, oh, there's supposed to be 2 pepper plants in here. Uh-oh. But yeah, they're still good, mostly. Got one little pepper in here. So these ones need a little more help, I think, unfortunately. Go in the second row. Oh yeah, we got some tomatoes to tie off. That's for sure. But this pepper plant seems to be doing really well. I'm not sure. That one's for my dad, it looks like. And then there's this pepper plant, that pepper plant, a lot more pepper plants on this side. This will be doing pretty well. Then we go to row 3. Not tall enough to rope them off yet like the other ones, but they're getting there. And the pepper plants seem to be a little bit on the sad side, but it's supposed to rain tonight, so I'm not too worried. And then while I was visiting my dad, he gave me a whole bunch of wax bean seeds to plant. I have no idea where I'm putting them at the moment, because I think my original thought was to put all the wax bean seeds in here, but it ended up being better for the peppers. So I'm going to put all the peppers in here. And then last year I had the wax bean seeds here, but then the slugs got them. So I think it's a lose-lose situation here. And then I'm hoping to put more tomatoes here. I'm going to deconstruct this and reorganize it so it actually works better for my function. Honestly, I'm thinking maybe right here-ish. And then it's supposed to be parsley, but okay, they're doing a little bit better than I thought. You see all these little parsley babies all throughout here. So I'll clean this up a bit so they have a little more room to grow. And then this is supposed to be a kale, dinosaur kale or something. And it's not doing too hot. And I don't really eat kale. I might keep some of the seeds just for future because it does grow really well, but not really my cup of tea. I think first things first though is I'm going to dismantle this thing, clean up that bed, and get the peppers planted. So let's get, should I plant peppers first? Kind of hot right now. I think I'll dismantle the thing, and then as it gets a little more cooler, I can plant the peppers. So clear the bed and fix up all the wood to a point where I'm happy with it. I think I'm going to try and run it down the middle as a middle trellis instead. I just can't decide if I want one or two. Each tomato plant needs about 1 meter by meter-ish kind of space. I don't think I have that much space in my garden to do all my tomatoes like that, so I might skirt it, but we'll see. hopefully you can hear me. So I got most of the peppers in. One is unfortunately did not fit, so I'm gonna go put him in the other beds before, because I think there's a lot more room in the front bed. I don't think I put as many peppers in as I could have. And then now I'm actually, so I built the trellis, feels pretty sturdy, open and sturdy. And now I'm gonna try and put the tomatoes in. I am gonna put the Breed's Goldens in here. I'm pretty sure that's what they are. I have to, honestly, I might have to go back and look and double check. But I wanted to walk through planting a tomato, because it's different than planting a few other ones. So tomato plants are a little more unique, where I can bury it up to almost like as deep as I want. You still want to leave some green, obviously, for photosynthesis reasons. Go over there. So if you want to look closely down here, you can see all those little offshoots down here. Anywhere along the stem can make more roots. So the deeper you bury it, the more it's gonna it does better. But you definitely want to remove all the lower leaves that it no longer isn't gonna need, because it's gonna be in the ground. So you just pick them off. I just use my nails. It's probably better practice. So depending on deep you want to put the hole, so I already put water in it, but some dry dirt went in there. Is how far you want to sort of clip off the tomato. So for here, it looks like it might be just under this leaf that I'm gonna bury it. I honestly would like to bury it deeper. However, I cannot dig any deeper in this specific patch, because unfortunately, the weed barrier made it really difficult. I cut through most of it, but there seems to be still some stuff in the way. Anywhere that dirt touches on along the stem will eventually start to grow more roots again and become that part of the plant. So then you have a bigger root system right off the bat, and the plant does better. There. So you can see like a good chunk, like maybe 1/3 of the stem is now underground. I would like to done half and go up to here more, but like I said, it was hard to dig down in the soil. Now I just got to do that. Goodness. 13 more times? No, technically 12. 12 more times. Let's get going. So some, are they all spaced out evenly? No. Should they be meter by meter apart? Yes. Do I have the space in my garden for that? No. Well, maybe I do, but I don't have time to dig it all out. So I'm doing what I can with what I can, because these guys are gonna need to get in the ground ASAP. Now, so them are doubled up, like that one in the middle there is actually 2 plants in one. Now, one looks like it's 2 plants, it actually just has 2 heads on 1 plant. So it's kind of funny that way. Some I got really deep. Finally figured out how to get through most of the weed barrier. So I learned as I went. So sorry for you, first one, but always the first pancake kind of sucks. But the rest are all planted. And they got all the strings ready to go, so that when they get bigger, I can untie them and help them, you know, not fall over. Because the more they're propped up, the better they do. I should keep planting more tomatoes. Honestly, I'm not entirely sure where to put any more. I'm considering putting in some in pots and putting them out here, but the problem is I don't think even I have enough pots for that. I need to get the beans in the ground, I think, my next priority while I have everything out. So I'm gonna do that instead. My dad gave me some wax beans to work with, so I'll show you how to plant them. Well, what he told me how to plant them. So the way Dad told me to plant the beans is to keep each row about a foot apart. But then each of these little beans, and you want to put this side, the little nublet side, not the rounded side, the nublet side, down. And you bury it about an inch and deep in dirt. So I made a little row all the way down and do them all about an inch apart. The little nublet side down and cover about an inch of dirt, and then they're good. I might water them again because we were supposed to get rain last night and we definitely did not. Or maybe we did. I don't know. I just feel like we did. I already got the other 2 rows done and I did some math, and I currently have 37 tomato plants in my garden planted at the moment, and I have another 42 still in pots. And so I was talking to my dad on the phone because I'm like, honestly, I'm a little bit panicked. And he's like, they should be in the ground, Angela. They can't not be not in the ground anymore. That's not how this works. And I was like, well, where am I gonna move them all? And he's like, just throw them everywhere. So we have chose chaos, and we are going to throw them anywhere there is a pile of dirt in my yard right now, because there's a couple. Are they good planting dirt? No. Are we creating chaos jungle tomatoes? Yes. And I will update you as soon as that's done. Is that a today done project? Probably not, because my child woke up and she's not very happy at the moment that I'm not with her. Andrew's been kindly to walk her around while I finish up my beans here, but I'm gonna keep working on it. Check back in hopefully sometime soon. Hi, I didn't want to leave you guys hanging, so I'll show you what I was able to do. Honestly, after I said sign off on whatever day that was, I didn't get anything else done, really. I don't know if I showed those off, so I'll just do a quick sweep of this new stuff and see if I didn't cover it. So I still have a bit more plans of planting to get done. But what I did get done is that these, unfortunately, I didn't get to bury them as deep as I want, and it shows. Like those ones over there, which I got to bury as deep as I wanted to, they look healthier overall, and less like wilty, where these ones are definitely feeling it. So the deeper you plant it, the more moisture in the soil it's going to get reached to, and healthier overall it does, especially in like the really hot summer where you don't get a lot of rain. I started clearing this one out, and then Nana, I gotta go sort of thing, right? And now that is all cleared out, I'm hoping to put in the last couple of the big tomatoes I still have sitting here. So these 2 obviously, and then these 2 in the back. For all the rest of them, still the plan is to put in that back awkward bush there and just throw them in there and create chaos. I'm pretty proud of how the little tomato thing came up. I kind of just threw it together. It feels pretty sturdy. Like I screwed it into that part, and then I anchored it down with a couple of spikes, and then tied the spikes to the sort of loose hanging poles because I couldn't put those ones in the ground because they weren't long enough. And then, oh my goodness! Well, Dad, be proud of me. Look already! Look at these little guys! Well, we're getting wax beans this year, I hope. Maybe I should water them a bit more. There's definitely a couple more peeking up here and there. Oh, this is so exciting. Oh, what a happy note to end on. Thanks, Dad, for the beans. They're clearly doing very well right now. So I don't even remember when I planted them. I have to look that up. Editor Angela, I put in how long they've only been in the ground for. Anyways, thanks for watching, and hope this garden update inspires you to, it's not too late to keep planting things. I literally just planted those wax beans. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye.